So the first thing we talk about is what your body does and how it does it. The more you move around, and this gets into basic mechanics, the more you move around, the more you're going to change the contact point with the ground. Okay? The other part to that is we start to load your body up a little bit more, because I'm going to get you to bend from the waist. Otherwise, we're not going to have your arms hanging down. You're probably not going to be able to create as much speed and stability as what we're after. Okay? This feels natural. This feels a lot better. As soon as I bend you from the waist, it's going to feel terrible.
Weird, yep.
Yeah, but when you watch really good players, they'll bend from the waist and they'll be bent over that way. Okay. The other thing is the golf club's going to sit a lot better on the ground for you. Okay. So if we jump in here and let's put Kirsty in there. Now Kirsty's a little taller than you are, but certainly a very, very good player. So Kirsty's in the top 10 in Australia.
Wow.
Girls. I think it's that one maybe. I never know which one it is. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. So, bonehead. She's about 6 foot, Kirsty, even though she's only 16 years old.
Jesus.
And probably doesn't hit as far as what she should do, but you can start to see
Yep.
that angle there, and their arms hang pretty much straight down. And then what they do from there is pretty extraordinary. In particular for Kirsty, she's a very good player. They don't really move. They rotate around that axis. So therefore they don't change where the contact point is in the ground. So if this starts to move around, if this starts to move laterally, and 9 times out of 10 for most of us, it'll move up at the same time, we won't be using the ground quite as much. We won't be pushing into the ground and creating a little bit of ground reaction forces, essentially, way above my pay grade, but we don't essentially change the contact point with the ground. Now, for yourself, given that you don't know much about this game, we can start to see it moves around a bit.
Yep.
Okay? We get a little bit of dance move going on with this left foot. All right? So, and that's kind of, we want to try and avoid that as much as we can, because that then isn't using the ground as much as you possibly could. So as we start to move it back and we move that foot, we'll move that head around a bit. And then as you start to come down, whoa, hang on. We've moved quite considerably.
Yep.
Now, of course, you can't see yourself. So we've just got to educate you and show you that it doesn't look as silly as what it feels. And interestingly enough, you've probably got down to a spine angle that we'd probably like. You've just hunched it over because you're trying to move close to the ground. Right?
Yep.
So that's our first protocol. We're going to get you to rotate more effectively.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get you to use your body properly. Okay?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
And these guys...
Theory.
and these guys, they just rotate really nicely back into impact. And then unleash the fury. Okay.
Excellent.
Does that all make sense?
Yep.
So we'll put you back in here and we'll put it at speed. So there's a nice amount of speed there. And given that you're not rotating effectively and that type of thing, we're going to create a hell of a lot of speed. So if we go back into here and have a look at club details, that's a lot of speed. And that's going to get bigger. It's going to get a hell of a lot more. Okay? Ready?
Yep.
Any questions?
No. Not
Okay.
yet.